Defenders, defenders, defenders is the topic of today's video. Defenders going out, defenders coming in, defenders injured, defenders coming back from injury. We've got it all about our back lineup. And let's get into it and talk about the latest goings on at Nottingham Forest. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Whatever time of day you are watching this, hope you're having a fantastic day. And welcome back to some Nottingham Forest news. It's been a while. I've been doing a few upgrades in the background. So we are back and we are here to stay. I've missed you guys. I hope you've been enjoying the World Cup as England yesterday beat Wales. But today we are here to talk about Nottingham Forest. And there is only one place to start, and that's with a player that a lot of us have been crying out for weeks and months to be given a chance. But that chance is being taken away. Bade looks very likely to be exiting the City ground in January. And he has, let me remind you, not played a single minute on any game at any time in any competition. In fact, he got this close to the stadium once. It wasn't even the City ground. It was away at Wolves. Was the first time we saw him named on the bench. And since then, he must have sat in an incorrect upright position. He was dropped even from the bench. How do you get dropped from the bench without playing? I don't know, but it's happened, and he is very likely to be leaving Nottingham Forest in January. What does this mean? There is talks now of a replacement defender coming in. So Forest's main January focus is going to be in the defensive aspect and having a look to see who they can bring in. Now, there are a few names that have been floated around. Nothing concrete yet. Forest, if you're watching, if you're listening, Lacroix. Please get him in. He's more expensive now because he's had a great start to the season. But he was 17 million euros in the summer. I reiterate this point over and over again. Probably going to be about 25 mil now. He's still worth the money. But the main news is that Bade will more than likely be leaving Nottingham Forest. Now, this does actually infuriate me that he has not been given a chance. Why? Because he's a player that I have a lot of time and a lot of respect for, and a player that I can see developing into an outstanding player. He's still very young. Why hasn't he been given a chance? Why with a defense like ours that has capitulated in certain matches? Yes, it's been a lot better over recent weeks, but still, there was plenty of opportunity to give him a run in the team. Not even a run, just a tryout. Now, he must be horrendous in training. That's all it can come down to, that Steve Cooper didn't want to give him a chance. Or it's the whole French embargo thing. But not only are we French embargoing now, we're sending back, return to sender. And for me, I just don't see it. I don't understand why he couldn't have had a run in. He's not injured. He's the rumors were he couldn't accommodate to life in the Premier League, which I call out as BS. That was probably Nottingham Post crap going on there. But still, how can he not accommodate to life in the Premier League when he hasn't played in the Premier League? Doesn't make any sense. There clearly is something behind the scenes that we're not being told about, as per normal. But I would like to know what has happened here and why has he not even been given a run out? You see him in training videos. He's reported back to training today. By the way, we'll talk about that in a second. But if you wanted like me to see him, I'm sorry to disappoint. It ain't happening, guys. So with Bade set to leave, who are Forest going to be replacing him with? That is the million-dollar question. Actually, it's more a $3 million question because Aaron Long from New York Red Bulls is one of the names that have been linked to Forest. And why do I say that with such annoyance? Because this guy, look, he's an okay defender, not proven as always Premier League, coming from MLS. But he's 30 years old. And is that really the future of Forest? Or are we now looking towards the back end or the second half of the season to really knuckle down and bring in experience rather than youth, which seems to be the way in which Nottingham Forest may be going over this transfer window? Is he going to get a game? I don't know. Is there still going to be this Favourites FC? We've seen finally Steve Cook being dropped in the last couple of games, and shock horror, 2 clean sheets off the back of that. But is this guy just going to be a squad player, and would he come to Forest to be that? He's in the USA team in the World Cup currently. He didn't play in their last game against Iran. So he's a player who can't even make Soccer FC's team, managed by Ted Lasso. But for some reason, he's being linked to Forest. Look, the rumors aren't exactly, breaking news rumors in terms of strength. But if these are the kind of names that we are being linked to, then it does worry me a bit about what's going to happen in that January transfer window. But let me know your thoughts on Mr. Long and if you would take him at Forest or not down below. And speaking of the World Cup, it surely didn't go unnoticed by a lot of you. Nico Williams getting concussed yesterday and having to come off. So far, the injury looks like a concussion injury and nothing more than that. So he should be okay. We have picked up quite a few knocks in the World Cup with the likes of Czech Kyoto injured as well. We'll give you updates as soon as we have them on how long-term that injury is. But we have talks of someone who is on the mend, and that is Harry Tuffalo. Yet again, another defender. I wasn't joking, guys, when I said defenders this video. He is on the mend, probably still a couple of weeks out, but has had chance, of course, to recuperate with the international break. It's made it a bit easier and lessened his amount of game time that he has missed. Alrighty, guys, let's move away from defenders and let's start talking about the football on the pitch again, because we do kick back off, of course, with the Mickey Mouse Cup and Blackburn, Forest away to Blackburn. But before we do that, there are 4 games for Nottingham Forest. So let me run those through you guys for those of you who maybe have missed it or not quite sure on the dates. So we will play Stoke City away at Loughborough University. Don't know. But that will be on the 2nd of December. So this Friday, we'll be following that with a game against Atromitu. And then following that with our sister club, Olympiacos. Sorry, the Atromitu game is Tuesday, the 6th of December. And then the Olympiacos match, again, that will be away at Greece, will be on Saturday, the 10th of December at 5 p.m. if you're interested in the time. And then finally, we'll be playing Valencia on the 16th of December at 6:30 p.m. And then that will be the preseason V2 completed before we come into Blackburn, which will be on the 21st of December at 7:45. Of course, we'll have that game for you. And then we get back into the Premier League on the 27th of December at 8 p.m. against the scum at Old Trafford, that is Manchester United. Now, that game will be on Amazon Prime, so if you do want to hook yourself up with a 3-month trial, then make sure you click the link down below for all our Amazon links, and that will hook you up. It's on the 27th, so you could sign up now if you wanted to pick up some late Black Friday deals, or even get your Christmas shopping and delivered through Amazon Prime, and that will still give you plenty of time for the month's trial. As I mentioned, Forest will play on the 27th, so you'll still have Amazon Prime Video for free. But those are the fixtures that are coming up, and we will try and show you the friendlies as well. We'll maybe do some live watch-alongs for it, get the community back together, because I've missed you guys, and it's so good to get back and talking about Nottingham Forest. Okay, so moving on to the players. I told you there is a lot to bring you guys up to speed on. They reported back to training today. Now, those are the players, obviously, who haven't gone to the World Cup. There's a little video on it as well, I think I saw on the official Nottingham Forest channel. So those players have come back, but we still do have some representatives in the World Cup. Freuler still in Switzerland. Aguilera still playing for Costa Rica. Both of those have a realistic chance of qualifying to the knockout stages of the World Cup. And obviously Wales crashed out yesterday. So Hennessy, Williams and Jono will all be making their way back shortly to Nottingham. Now, it is quite likely that they'll be given an extended break, maybe a week or so, for recovery before then rejoining with the team. But do keep an eye out on our current players who are still in there. Obviously, Czech Kyoto is in there but injured. So with Senegal, so probably not going to see him during the knockout phases against England. So it happens in the next match. So guys, that's the updates on the team. But you guys that haven't seen, and where have you been if not? The FA Cup was drawn earlier this week and Forest drew Blackpool away from home. So a nice seaside resort on the 7th of January. If you fancy getting your speedos out, up to Blackpool. So that game will be the 3rd round of the FA Cup. It will be a 3 p.m. kickoff. and that will be, I believe, a Saturday. As always, we will have that game for you as well. FA Cup, in my opinion, is way more interesting than the Mickey Mouse Cup. However, for me this year, it's all about the Premier League. Do you guys care about these cup runs, or would you rather see us focus on the Premier League? You could argue that Spurs game in the Mickey Mouse Cup was a good platform that we started building on, so maybe cup runs are important. But for me, I'd give Spurs that win any day of the week to swap it for the 3 points that they stole from us at the City ground. All right, guys, that's a reintroduction back into your Nottingham Forest news. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And don't forget, we are back now. I've done my upgrades. I've done all my stuff in the background. So we'll be back with you with any Forest breaking news. So make sure you are subscribed. And we'll catch you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.